Hey guys, it's Matt here from the Tartan Tech Guy. So today I picked up my new Apple HomePod and I thought I would make a video for you guys just so you can kind of get an idea of its kind of its usability, the way that it works, rather than, I know there's a lot of videos about unboxings and that kind of stuff. So I want to give you an idea of how it works in my home, how it works for me, does it suit my needs, we'll test it out a little bit as well and see what it can do, what it can't do, limitations and all the rest of it. So let me first of all, I'm going to just give you a bit of a rundown of my scenario, my situation, just so that it's clear, and why I decided to get a HomePod. So I'm very much bought into the Apple ecosystem. I've got an iPhone 10, AirPods, Apple Watch, iMac, MacBook Pro, and now obviously I've got a HomePod as well. I do use Android as well. It's not that I don't like it. I use Android for work. I've got a Sony XZ1 at the moment, which is cool. But for personal, I do use Apple, and like I say, I'm very much bought into that ecosystem, and I'm also a subscriber to Apple Music. So the HomePod very much made sense for my uses. So I've only got one HomePod. The idea for me is that I want to use it in sort of my main living space, which is sort of living room, dining room, kitchen all together. I'll spin the camera around in just a second so you can see what that looks like. But my main sort of goal with this is that I want to have one HomePod. It fills the area enough with music so it sounds good, but I also want to be able to use Siri from anywhere in the living area. So my main uses for Siri are listening to music, creating reminders, setting timers, and lastly is for my Philips Hue light bulb, so HomeKit accessories. So I do plan to add some more HomeKit accessories in the future, but at the moment I've just got a few Philips Hue light bulbs. So that's kind of my use cases. Let me show you the space that the HomePod is being used in. So if I just show you here, so the HomePod is kind of sitting down here next to my TV, on the TV stand. I guess this is the area where I'll use it the most, for maybe watching, I'll watch TV here, but also listen to music. So if we give it a test perhaps from here, that's probably a good idea. So I think the main thing I'll use it for when I'm sitting here is probably playing music. So let's give that a try and see what it sounds like. Hey Siri, play Reminder by The Weeknd.
Okay, let's hear Reminder by The Weeknd.
And that's it playing now, it's quite quiet. Hey Siri, set the volume to 20%. Turn up a little bit. I don't want it to be too loud that you can't hear me, but essentially the commands, it picks up the commands no problem. It reacts quickly, and it kind of processes the commands quickly as well, which is good. So we can hear that. Let's just turn it up a little bit louder, and I want to show you, we'll test it out if we can hear my voice through the volume of the music. And sorry if this kind of messes up the audio in this video a bit, but... Hey Siri, turn the volume up to 50%. Goes nice and loud. Can it still hear me? Hey Siri, turn the volume back down to 20%. It gives me no problem. It's pretty cool. So I guess the other place I'm going to use it is up here. So this is just to give you an idea. This is the room that it's in. So whilst it's down here on the TV stand, the rest of the room is this. So it's quite sort of, I guess it's a long room. We've got the kind of dining table over here. My fiance's working on a jigsaw at the moment, so that's why that's there. And then we've got the kitchen here. So the kitchen, so guys, it's kind of like an L-shaped sort of room in the kitchen. So my goal, like I say, is to have it to make sure that it works from all these different places. And the HomePod's down here. So if I'm just going to take a seat at my sort of dinner table now. And let's get this camera flipped round. Okay, so I'm sitting here. HomePod is over here. I guess right now we're probably maybe 3 meters away from the HomePod, probably 3 or 4 meters I think away, 3 or 4, yeah. So fair distance. I'm also facing away from it as well. So I guess what I want to check out from here is that, you know, if I'm here eating dinner, having some drinks with some friends, whatever it might be, can we still control the HomePod from here without facing it? I guess is the goal here. So let's check it out. Hey Siri, stop the music. The music stops, so it can hear me from here. Let's play it again, and then we'll turn the volume up and see if it can still hear us with that higher volume even from here. Hey Siri, play the music. Hey Siri, turn the volume up to 50%. And it works. Now I guess it's the test. Can it still hear me through that 50% volume even though I'm far away? Hey Siri, turn the volume back down to 20%. And it can. So pretty impressive. It works good. Hey Siri, stop the music. Okay, so like I say, my next sort of ask for Siri is that it needs to also work in the kitchen. So let's flip back around and move to that area. Okay, so when I'm in the kitchen, now it's not much further away than where I was just sitting, maybe another metre or two, I guess. So at this point, we're probably sort of 5-6 metres away from the HomePod, and just to give you an idea, it's down there. We've got the door kind of in the way, I guess, not too much, and then we're around the corner. So the main thing I want to use it for when I'm in the kitchen is for setting reminders. So let me just flip this camera around again. Now, not that I cook often, but when I do cook, I very much like to set timers as I'm cooking. Now, one downside that you probably may have heard in other reviews is that with Siri you can only set one timer at a time. So you can't have more than one timer. So I guess it's not that big an issue for me because, like I said, I don't cook that often, but I guess that is something that might be annoying for some people, and I'm not saying I wouldn't like the feature. I think they can probably add it. It's just going to be a software update at some point, and I'm sure we'll get more than one timer, so not too big a deal. But anyway, let's set some timers. So can we, from here, so like say we're kind of facing the wrong way, the HomePod is down there, we're along here in the kitchen, facing away from the HomePod. Can I still set timers from here? So let's just do a quick timer just for the sake of the video and see if it works. Hey Siri, set a timer for 10 seconds.
10 seconds and counting.
And it works, so here's me no problem. I'm not speaking really any louder than I am, just my normal sort of talking volume, and it hears me fine. Let's hear this timer out and make sure we can stop it. So that's the timer going now. Hey Siri, stop the timer. Stop, it's quick, it's good. And can we play music from the kitchen, I guess, is also, could be important. Hey Siri, play my music.
Playing all songs shuffled.
Different song this time, should have just pressed play. We've got some stereophonics, nice. So, it works. Let's get this turned back off. Hey Siri, stop the music. Now, let me just spin this camera back around. I think the last thing I want to show you as well is some of the HomeKit accessories. So obviously I've got, like I said, I've got Philips Hue light bulbs in here. That's kind of one of my other main uses, is I want to make sure the lights go on. So I've got one in this lamp here, I've got another lamp down in the corner over there, and I've got a couple around the house as well in the other rooms. So let's just turn some of the lights off. I'm going to flip the camera back around again so you can see me. So I think the best way to do this, I'm going to imitate that I'm coming home essentially. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn all the lights off. I'm going to go to my front door, which I'll just show you so you know what I'm going to be doing. So out here, my front door is behind me there. So what I'll do is I'll turn all the lights off. We'll go to the front door, so I'll have my back to the door, and then we'll see if we can get Siri to turn the lights on and how quick that works, how well it works. And let's check it out. So I'm going to flip the camera back around again before I turn the lights off. So it's going to go dark, you guys are not going to be able to see anything. Okay, so lights are off. I am now going to be at my front door. So I've got my back to the front door now, so let's imitate. So if we imagine that I've just come home from work, walked in the door, and let's see if Siri can get my lights on for me. Hey Siri, I'm home.
I'm home enabled. Welcome to your husband home.
And as you can see, the lights are on. So, I mean, it works pretty cool. So that's the lights on in here. You saw a couple of the lights in the hall as well from the other rooms. So I'm quite impressed with that, really. And then the other thing you can do as well is you can also tell Siri when you're going out as well, on the flip side. Hey Siri, I'm going out now.
Okay, I'm leaving enabled. So long from the home front.
And then all the lights are off, so let me turn this light back on. And we'll flip things around so you can see me. So that's HomePod. I mean, for me, it seems like so far anyway, it's just my first day with it, it seems like it's going to work absolutely great. So I guess my summary is that in the room that I'm using it, and if you guys are using it in one room or sort of in an open plan area like I am, the music sounds great. I think there's no question about that. I think every review so far has said exactly the same thing. The sound quality is fantastic. But for me, it was how well does Siri work, because a lot of the reviews said that Siri isn't as good as Alexa and all the rest of it, and it's certainly, there's some features that are missing, but for my uses, it's got everything there. So like I say, it's got reminders, timers, music control, and my HomeKit control, and those are the things that I really use it for. So if you're the same, then it's going to work absolutely brilliant for you. Certainly the microphone pickup, I'm really, really impressed with. So I can kind of be anywhere in this open plan space, even slightly around the corner in the kitchen, and it works absolutely fine. So hopefully you find that useful. If you've got any questions, just stick them in the comments below and I'll try and help you out. But yeah, I mean, for me, if your sort of circumstances and situation is similar to mine, I can definitely recommend the HomePod 100%. Thanks guys, speak to you soon.